I know it's not.
From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome. Thanks for getting your pod on. Thanks for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. Got to like us on YouTube. Follow us there. Subscribe. It's Billified on YouTube and Billified_pod. Our winner reached out on the Billified Facebook page for our Pick'em contest. He's got the $200 gift card to BTB and get the oil changes from Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Oh, life is good.
Good for them.
That's right, Danny. Danny took a risk. A risk.
I got beat, man.
I think he ended out.
I think I'm fourth or fifth.
I don't know.
Maybe sixth.
I didn't count. I didn't even look.
Hey, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yes. Although that guy was, and the guy said in there, I'm annoyed I didn't beat Foodie.
Foodie's good, man.
Yeah.
Foodie knows how to pick them.
Foodie was pretty good in the pick'em
Made a
stuff.
second career out of gambling.
He could.
Yeah.
He probably could. Man, I woke up this morning to a text from my mother that had come in at about 12:28 a.m. She was in the emergency room, and she was undergoing tests and possible TIA, which is a transient ischemic attack, and they can come and go and all kinds of stuff, but usually
What the heck is... I don't even know what you could say the words. I still don't know what it means.
It's a TIA, and it's often called a mini stroke.
Oh,
and so you start to look for that.
Like an MVARC?
What's like what?
Like an MVARC?
I don't know what that is.
Like it's a mini stroke.
Yeah. So, I was kind of like, uh-oh, do I go? Do I not go? And then I woke up and I'm like, I'm not feeling so good myself here. What do I do? And I didn't call her, so I talked to my sister. My sister's like, nah, let's just wait and see what's going on. So I talked to my mom. A TIA, they come on without warning. And 1 in 3 people, according to the stuff I'm reading online, 1 in 3 people who has a TIA will eventually have a stroke, with about half occurring within a year after the TIA.
Oy, okay.
Okay? 1 in 3. All right.
Still. I mean, that's a Hall of Fame if you're a baseball player.
Transient ischemic attacks usually last a few minutes. Most signs and symptoms disappear within an hour, though rarely symptoms may last up to 24 hours. Signs, weakness, numbness, paralysis of the face. So I guess my brother was on the phone with her last night, and she said, I'm getting that numbness in my jaw again. And he said that he couldn't tell if it was psychosomatic or her speech was actually slurring or even just suggestive. Right now, you're listening for it.
Right.
And he said to her, you should probably go up to the ER. So they couldn't get her in right away. So she sat in her car, and she lives really close to the hospital, like walking distance. Mm-hmm. So she drove back home, I guess, and got a granola bar. She was hungry. And then they had her in all day. And so when I'm talking to her, she's like, I don't know. They're going to see maybe an MRI. And she's deathly afraid of MRIs.
Why is that? Just the noise?
She doesn't like the
claustrophobia.
The cluster, I guess.
It's not very relaxing. It is the loudest.
Yeah. I've had them.
Yeah.
I don't.
They suck.
Those things.
But they're not painful. They're just annoying.
So I don't usually let those things bug me that much. So as I'm talking to her, she's like, well, and then the doctor said one pupil was bigger than the other pupil, and I don't know. So I'm like, and, I don't know if I'm getting some other disease. Could I be getting some other disease? Maybe I have MS. And I go, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Why don't we go down all the what ifs of the horrible stuff?
Yeah, WebMD has all.
So I said to her, why don't you get on WebMD?
AIDS.
And she says to me, I've been trying. And I go, WebMD to me is terrible. It's terrible.
Oh, I know. I've ended up in the emergency room twice because of WebMD.
The only reason I find it terrible is the people that use it don't have the education. And I don't mean that to say you're uneducated. That's not what I'm saying.
You're not a doctor.
You're not a doctor.
Right.
And there's jargon and there's things, and it could be this, it could be that. I don't know. So, I mean, medical shows to me, just because you watched 40 episodes of Grey's Anatomy does not make you a doctor.
Oh, dude,
I'm sorry.
When my father had cancer.
Yes.
He watched every doctor's show. He watched House. He watched Grey's Anatomy. He watched ER, every freaking show. They're like, maybe this is my problem. But Dad, this isn't real.
No, but it is based on reality, and maybe you can relate to. I can't watch those shows. You want to know why? Because I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, and I get all those symptoms.
And he was, too. It just made things worse.
I watched one episode of the old ER with a girlfriend at the time.
With George Clooney?
I was shot. I gave birth, and I had, like, something about to fall off me. I was like, oh, maybe I'm having a heart attack. I mean, it's like, yeah, I can't. So then I'll read you the text.
Did I get hepatitis?
I'll read you the text I got, because this is the one that saw neurologist. She feels it is a TIA. Okay. Ordered an MRI of the brain. I told her I need drugs. I'm scared and can't stop crying. And I'm like, all right, I got to go down there.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm...
Like today or tomorrow?
Well, I was thinking I was going to go then.
Okay.
I was going to go this morning, but I'm like, and I so I'm like, I don't know. So...
Isn't she like a Reiki, though? Could she like...
No shit. I said the same damn thing the other day. We're walking around.
We're great at giving other people advice.
No, I know. This is the...
We're great at helping other people.
She's telling me about all the stuff with the hip, and then she was getting sick, and she got the flu, and I go, you bring this stuff on yourself. And she got really mad at me.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, no, I think we all do a little bit.
Yeah, that's always something people want to hear.
And she's like, and I go, well, if you could do Reiki and feel energy on other people, can you do it to yourself? Yeah. I go, well, then get out of your head, lady.
March, go in the mirror.
But here's the thing. I'll say all somewhat silliness, and I will say I'm half joking. Look,
yeah, I know.
Kidder's never really kid. There's a little grain of truth in there.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Okay.
Yeah.
So all kidding aside, she's 76 years old. At this point, there's nothing that's not serious. You know what I'm saying? Like my mother is 76. She lives alone. She has a great supportive community. She's involved at Bard College. She runs programs and does all this stuff. There are people always checking on her.
Still working?
No, this is just adult educational learning, and she likes to go and run the programs.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
It empowers her.
My parents have been, education is just all their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Just always learning. I think you need to always be trying to learn. Anyway, that aside, she has a great support network of people, so... that's a nice thing. But I thought for sure I was going to have to go down and see her. And so then I'm talking to my brother, and he's like, I'm going to go. And I said, I'm just like, I'm feeling okay. I feel like a little heady. You know what I mean? Like stuffed up a little bit and all this. And he said, well, listen, maybe I'll let you know how she is. And maybe Saturday we switch off. I go, no problem. And then I talked to her. She was home. She's like, no. She goes, I told him to stay home. She goes, wait till I really need you. But
and I'm talking to you like this?
She said that they did the MRI. Seriously. Yes, I know. They did the MRI, and they said to her that they could see some things in her brain like that she just needs to be aware of. Thoughts that got stuck up there, I have no idea. Something's clogged. Just minor. They go, it's really nothing. It's like really a nothing thing. But, and they said,
you get enough of those, though.
They just said that, you need to watch it, get moving again. The best thing you could have done is the hip. So you start moving, start eating a little bit better. This is all from almost craving carbohydrates. How weird is that? Yeah. I know.
What did she cut out carbohydrates completely?
No. She's likes them. So they're saying this is a result of that. Oh. So try to cut back on the sugars. Try to cut back on things.
Go carnivore, Marge.
Different meds and all that. Anyway, that's the end of that. But I've been doing that flu bomb I talked about the other day. So I wake up this morning and I'm coughing and I can feel it in my chest. I'm like, this fucking thing isn't working. I'm going hocus pocus focus and none of this shit's working. And right. So I'm thinking, I'm like, am I getting sick? And I start texting with somebody and they go, dude, keep doing the flu bomb, because they go, the latest COVID strain is really weak, but they're seeing COVID, RSV, and the flu. And they go, most people don't even know that they have COVID. It's so weak. But people are testing for COVID, but what they have is the flu. And the testing, it's a strain where, like, day one, you feel a little run down, mild sore throat, runny nose. Day 3, this all came in the text, feels like better days ahead, starts to clear up, or so you think. And then day 4, Armageddon. Your chest and throat hurts like a bitch. Every time you cough, it feels like shards of glass are shooting up from your chest into your throat. Congestion is so bad it's hard to swallow liquids because you feel like you're suffocating and drowning from not getting air. And the worst part is that you have to drink a lot of water to get it out of your chest. And there's a lot of mucus. And I'm like, I haven't had any of that.
Okay.
None of that.
Well, I feel safe now.
Day 5 to 7, they're like coughing, nonstop coughing, not sleeping because you're coughing. Person said, I had it, my ribs, abs, and head just hurt from coughing so much. I'm like, holy crap. I was like, this sounds like fun.
Thanks, Wuhan.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks, guys.
I don't know what it is. You can go on to WebMD and find out.
But I think it is. I think what's happening, and Dr. Dan here.
Yeah. Let's see. Go ahead, Dan. Let's hear Dr. Dan.
Yeah. I sound like Cliff Clavin. So what I think is going on, Billy, is we got so accustomed to living by ourselves, like in 2020 and part of 2021.
And maybe
we didn't go outside.
And maybe
so we didn't get a lot of the diseases that we could have gotten.
Yeah.
To avoid the big one.
Yeah.
And so our immune systems are kind of like untrained.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, like the last few years, we've been like, nature's been playing catch up.
I'll tell you what, Cliff, that is a.
Sammy.
I'll tell you, that's not a bad theory.
Yeah.
Not a bad theory at all.
I could be wrong. And consult your physician before consulting me.
Yes. Really?
My advice. Yes,
I didn't know
please.
that. You know, go on. You didn't watch. You watched at least 40 episodes of Grey's Anatomy.
My wife watches Grey's Anatomy.
There you go. Just by osmosis, you just suck it in.
So I love the show House, but like the thing about House though was that House was like it was ridiculous. Okay, it was like he was a medical Sherlock Holmes, right? And they even made fun of House on Scrubs, which is also a show by the same production, NBC Universal, Bad Hat Harry. And they said there's not a medical mystery every week in a hospital, right? There's no head of diagnostic medicine at every hospital, but House. I always said I would love to see House walk into Grey's Anatomy and tell these people, hey, why don't you stop screwing and start treating people, and maybe you wouldn't have so many freaking dramatic deaths in your hospital.
You like the drama. That's why people watch this. They like this story.
My wife goes, it's a nighttime soap. I go, yeah. I go, no wonder you're depressed because you watch this stuff. She's not depressed. She's not depressed. I'm just saying, like, you watch this stuff.
Oh, buddy. You're stepping right. Oh, Danny, you step right into shit you don't even realize.
I do.
I was going to I wrote a question down today, and I feel like I have to ask it here.
All right, okay.
And I have to make sure I got it the right way.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, go ahead.
What do you do on a regular basis just to keep the peace in your house? I wrote that down. I don't know where it came to me today. I was like,
Beth and I have a very peaceful relationship. I think what it is that we spend a lot of time together. We also spend a lot of time apart.
Yeah.
And not including work, but I have my things that I do. She does her thing, She knits and she has her own activities and work. We don't work out together. We work out separately. So we just, we've just enough of each other every day. I think that's part of it. But the other thing too is that I take her out we have date nights regularly. At least once a week we go out. Like last Saturday night we were going to go out, and then the storm hit. We ended up getting a pizza and having it delivered. But the idea was we were planning on going out.
Yeah.
But but I mean we don't have any issues to keep the peace. Now I can see if you have kids.
Yeah.
That's a much more loaded question.
Sure it is.
Because I don't have kids. I was called a dink the other day.
A double income, no kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a dink.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah. So what?
Double income,
I don't
no
care.
kids.
Yeah.
I was a term from the 80s, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
From the Alex P. Keaton Family Ties?
No, I
80s?
think it was, I remember it being in the New York Times.
Okay.
When my father was going on.
Well, that was when women started really working toward careers, and college was a thing for everybody.
Yeah. Back
in the late 70s, early 80s, and maybe that's why.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea.
Another one of my theories, Sammy.
All right, we'll take a moment. Lots of places we could go here, Danny. Lots of places we could go here. But maybe we'll you know what we'll do is I think a surprise move in the NFL. I'll call it
Yeah.
a surprise move in the NFL.
Also, and I also have a thought about when your team wins a championship and you don't feel qualified to celebrate it.
Your team wins a championship,
Right.
and you don't feel qualified to celebrate.
Yes.
Okay.
I experienced that the last couple of days.
Okay. We will get into all that next. New year, new start RV Dome Show going on right now.
Oh, it's that time of year, Billy.
Through January 15th at the Rochester Dome, thanks to Myers RV.
Do I get in on it now?
Get up to 50% off MSRP on top RV brands like Jayco, Winnebago, Grand Design, Brinkley, Keystone, Forest River, and Thor. You can browse over 200 new and used motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels. Check them all out. You know, a lot of times we say, man, someday I'm going to get an RV and I'm going to see this country. Stop waiting for someday and take advantage of it right now.
Before the
Because
world ends.
Someday is now, right? Someday is
Right.
now.
Yeah.
See the Keystone Hideout 21-foot bunkhouse travel trailer for just $14,895. Highest trade-in allowances for the show. Find the best brands at the best prices. All discounts are clearly marked. The New Year, New Start RV Dome Show with free admission and free parking going on right now through Monday, January 15th at the Rochester Dome. You'll find them at 2695 East Henrietta Road. And you can learn more at MyersRVs.com.
Yeah, that stuff with Marge is scary.